Hello and happy Sunday, everyone, and welcome to another New York Times Daily Crossword Solve. We are here for our Sunday, September 7th, 2025 Crossword Solve, and today's construction is by Derek Niederman, who, according to the wordplay column, is a mathematician and game constructor. I would not at all be surprised to see some of that expertise come into play in today's grid. We can see the title of the puzzle today is "The Name is the Game." So we'll see what kind of games Derek Niederman has for us today. Let's get right into it for Sunday, September 7th. Where Gloria Estefan was born, I couldn't tell you. Hairstyle that can be casual or formal. Casual or formal. I don't know. Relative of a sultan. Is this going to be an emir? I'm just trying to think of the part of the world where sultans at one time held sway, and in that part of the world, I think mostly they have emirs now. I don't think sultans are still a thing, but let's see if that ends up being correct. Strike, breaking, sort. I guess this will be a scab, someone who crosses a picket line or otherwise works when they should be on strike. One who gives a good talking to. I mean, it could be something like an orator, it could be something else. Not sure. Springs opposite tidally. Tidally? Springs up. So like the opposite of a spring. Like a hot spring? But I don't know what that would. I mean, my something is telling me to do something like pool, but I don't really know. A constant nuisance. I don't know, but let's check some downs here. Buddy who played TV's Jed Clampett. I have a vague idea of the era of TV that this is from, but not a positive lock on the show, or I definitely wouldn't know who the actor is. Peninsula in Southeast Asia. I don't know. Consecutively, in a row could be. Somnial acronym. Somnial, a word referring to sleep. I assume they're looking for REM as a type of sleep here. Constant nuisance could be a bane, like a bane of somebody's existence, that kind of thing. What about this? Equipment could be gear. Get crazy over. Could be something like go gaga or go nuts. Low quality paper. I don't know if that would work. The E of, okay, so this is not nuts. E of QED. QED is a Latin phrase, quod erat demonstrandum, that which was to be demonstrated or proven, which is sometimes used at the end of proofs to say I've arrived at the conclusion that I intended to arrive at. This may be go gaga. Let's see. Low quality paper, still don't know. Smears probably ends in an S. Although I don't know, like tars or something. And this is a theme clue, so I'm not going to try that yet. Son of Hanna-Barbera's Doggy Daddy. Is this from Scooby-Doo? Or Doggy Daddy? Don't know. Extremely loyal. Okay, not going to get much more here. Is this Ebsen? What sure things could be? Sure things. Slam dunks, perhaps? So this looks like it might be Ebsen. Buddy Ebsen, that sounds right. And then Like a naughty Beetle Bailey in brief. Beetle Bailey, I think, in the comic strip character who often sort of skipped out on his duties. He was a soldier of some kind. I think this is going to be AWOL. So it's going to be something like Malaga or Malaya. It could be a peninsula in Malaysia. Okay, what about the theme? After spending the afternoon at Epcot, we had dinner at a blank bistro. I don't think I have enough to guess at what they're after there. Tiny house occupants. Dolls? That's funny. Tiny house usually refers to people living in sort of low footprint, small footprint kind of residences. But in this case, we're looking at a literal tiny house and who might live there. Orchestra section toward the middle of the pit. Orchestra section toward the middle of the pit. Is this the opera? Is that what they're looking for here? No, it's not, because this aquatic acronym will be SCUBA. Don't even remember. Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus, I think is what it is. Collection of laws can be a canon. Mansión, por ejemplo, is a type of a mansion, is a type of a house, a casa. Geez, sorry I asked. You could say, oh, orchestra section toward the middle of the pit. Oboes. That is so funny. Oboe being a very common crossword entry, but one I haven't seen in it. Like, I've been doing the puzzle. I've done every puzzle now for almost a year, 8 months probably, and I have not seen oboe in the grid for at least 2 months, possibly longer, which is surprising because it's very, very common. But I've never seen oboes, plural, clued like this. Actually, an accurate and quite good clue. But that's not what I just didn't think they would be that sort of knowledgeable about the orchestra placement. Anyway, Sarastro in Mozart's The Magic Flute, for example. I guess a basso is what they're looking for. Basso, short for basso profundo, is a voice type. So here's two intersecting, quite esoteric music clues. So that's pretty fun. This looks like Orlando. Epcot being in Orlando, but I'm still not sure what they're after here. Tony Orlando? I don't know. Direct as cargo. Routes, maybe? Depleted, used up. Annoyance. I've seen a 4-letter word starting with P for this clue before, but I don't remember what it is, and I don't think I'm going to get it here. Why do none of the Fruit of the Loom characters blank colored clothing? So blank probably is going to be more than one word here. Are these going to be names of people? The names, the game? Is Tony Orlando a person? I had thought this might be Tars. Malaya certainly makes sense for a peninsula. Tony Orlando sounds vaguely like the name of a person. I don't understand how Tony fits into here. Low quality paper. Oh, as in not the physical paper, but a low quality print journalism outfit. Could be referred to as a rag, like a tabloid kind of thing. International shoe brand originating in England. I don't know. Because I had thought this might be something like Dawn White. Why do none of the Fruit of the Loom characters don white-colored clothing? Dawn White seems like a name of someone, and that would fit in the sentence here. Reason to relocate a picnic blanket, maybe. Ants. So that would work. Annoyance could be a pest. Blunt negative could be nope. Current could be up to date. Begged. This doesn't look great. What's this? Dab with a towel. No. Okay, so not don something. Dab with a towel could be to blot. One who's a well-meaning but bad influence on a friend, maybe an enabler. Whoops. Begged could be pled, the past tense of to plead. Dawn. What? Space balls. Planets, perhaps? Balls in space. Balls meaning just round objects. Decks for reading. These are tarot decks, I think is what we're looking for here. Tarots. I don't really hear it referred to in the plural like that, but fine. Sydney's state is, I believe it's in New South Wales. I think that's what it's called. Australian geography, not so. Okay, Don Lemon, big word in advertising. New. This is a new and improved or whatever, right? Don Lemon. Okay, why do none of the Fruit of the Loom characters don lemon-colored clothing? Lemon being a fruit, Don Lemon being a name. Okay, this works okay. Gerald Ford or William Howard Taft. Once. This must be a role of some kind of position, and I'm not sure what it is. C31 across, which is with 76 down individually. I don't know. I still don't know that. Taj Mahal city is Agra. Fish eating raptors. Birds. Fish eating raptors. Oh, this must be urns. I see urn. I don't really know what it is, but it definitely is some kind of sea faring bird predator kind of thing related to other, kind of land-based raptor birds like hawks. I think. I should look up what an urn is so that my knowledge of it isn't limited to the crossword. Numbskull. Did Joyce write courtesy of a Ulysses Grant? Like that? James Joyce, the author of the novel Ulysses, implying that he wrote courtesy of a grant, some funding to write the book Ulysses. I think that's what, and Ulysses Grant, the person being a general in I believe in the American Civil War, perhaps. I think that's what they're after here. Extremely loyal. I still don't see this. Numbskull. I still don't see that either. Let's go up here. Product of the first three primes. First three primes. Isn't that 1, 2, and 3? The product of that would be 6. Unless they're not counting. I mean, they could be looking for 3, 5, and 7. What about 2, 3, and 5? Maybe 1 doesn't count. 2 by 3 is 6 by 5 is 30. Maybe it's 30. Okay. Fury is ire. Part of many a morning routine. Shave. Irk. To peeve. Have the nerve. To dare. This could be an updo. I had been thinking that, but I really had no confidence in it at all. But now I do with the P and the D in there. Special blank. Special, I would have thought special order or something with the O at the beginning, but obviously not enough letters for that. Springs opposite tidily. I still don't know what that is. Remove a restraint from? Something. Anyway. Springs. Maybe it's not but what else could it be? Huh. As the British pound rises in value, the dollar probably going to end in an S. Special ops, this could be. Is this neep? I don't know what a neep is. Springs opposite tidally, a neep. So, okay. I mean, if it's going to be something I don't know, it may as well be that. Stat. Usually say stat when you want something right away. Now, maybe. Media personalities, Melber and Fleischer. Ira is a guess, but I don't know then what this would be. No fewer than, at least, you could say. Oops, what did I do there? At least. Parts of a heart or trumpet. Valves are both in both hearts and trumpets. Blank Afghan Airlines carrier to the Mid-East. I know no clue. Schmooze. I'm not sure. Bill, the dollar bill withers. As the British pound rises in value, the dollar bill withers. That could be. This could be unharness, to remove a restraint from. Overdone could be trite, something that's overdone. Yeah, could be trite. Edmonton hockey player is an Oiler. Ancestor of the tuba or the sousaphone, some kind of horn probably. Pushes with force thrusts. With 76 down individually. Individually. I don't know. Area with pews, a nave. Very frequent entry relating to church architecture. A nave is often included with something like that. To schmooze could be to hobnob. What? With 76 down individually. One at a time. Not 2 words, but 4. Okay. Bass horn, I guess, is probably what this is going to be. Oriana? Oh, Ariana. Really? Ariana Afghan Airlines? Okay, cool. And this is going to be Havana. Gloria Estefan was born, and Aries, as I suspected. Okay. Philosopher who purportedly said the best fighter is never angry. Philosopher with an S-E at the end. Don't know. Have a ball, to sob. That's a funny clue. Ball being a homophone there for B-A-L-L, which is usually how you'd see have a ball. International shoe brand originating in England. Reebok is from England? Really? I had no idea. Female moose or elephant, I believe they're called cows. In the same way that a female deer is called a doe. Spots to go in the UK. To go pee, I think, or the other one is what they mean here. Are washrooms, water closets, WCs, water closets, yeah. Like some philosophical arguments. That's interesting. I think this is going to be Socratic, named after the philosopher Socrates. We've had a couple of now philosopher clues here. I've got one, still waiting for the other. An increase in ham prices forced the deli to blank sandwiches higher. Mark, what kind of sandwiches? Who's named Mark? Mark. I don't know. Okay. Source, mark there as in mark up, mark the price. Source of the films, The Blues Brothers and Coneheads. In brief, who made those movies? Coneheads. Source. I don't know what they're after. A little bit stuck there. Okay. End of any Shakespeare play. Act 5. I think they're mostly 5-act plays. Andean stimulant. Oh. What is this thing called? Maca? Is that? There's like a root, ground up root that is used as a stimulant. I think it's maca. Love in Lyon is amour. Oops, hello. Mocha? Maybe it's mocha. Maybe it's not am at all. Huh. This is definitely amour, though, the word for love in Lyon, which is in France. Words before sea or lunch. What? Sea. Something wrong here? I just don't see what it would be. To Washington blank, Germany seemed far from Tarrytown, New York. And what? Berlin, Irving, Berlin. To Washington, Irving, Berlin, Germany seemed far from Tarrytown, New York. I'm sure there's references here that I'm not getting. Like Tarrytown sounds like it's probably a reference to something particular, but I don't fully understand the clue, but enough to get that it's Irving Berlin that we're looking for. Washington Irving being another person as well. Buzz, so to speak, to call maybe. Secluded valley could be a glen. How some risks are taken in a Anna? Social gathering of a sort. I don't know. Powerless could be unable. Oh, is this SNL? Were these originally Saturday Night Live sketches? That makes sense, actually. A summer month could be August. Month being abbreviated, we want August also to be abbreviated. Extremely loyal could be true blue. Oh, Mark Cuban. An increase in ham prices forced the deli to mark Cuban sandwiches higher. Fine. I think this is going to be Augie, son of Hanna-Barbera's Doggy Daddy. Augie, I remember the name of that character. And this will be Ninny. So Gerald Ford and William Howard Taft, I guess, were both Yale men. Didn't really know that was a word for, I guess, people who graduated from Yale. Charles or Ray, who lent their name to a kind of chair. Charles or Ray, both with the same name, kind of chair. Take it easy, will you? Loosen up. Immaturity. Social gathering of a sort. Social gathering of a sort. A bee? Doesn't make that much sense. Okay, let's keep going. Shakespeare vis-a-vis the expression brave new word. Is this origin? No. Shakespeare, the author, the writer. What about this? Borneo neighbor, Sumatra. Those are both islands in Indonesia. Trains above street level. Trains above street level. I don't know. Facetious suffix with most. Most est? Is this going to be ELs? That's a name of a a type of train. The one I can think of is in Chicago as part of their transit system. Philosopher who purportedly said, oh, right. Still don't see that one. White wine named for a region in France. I want this to be Sauvignon, but I don't think it will fit. I don't know. Peeping blank for Lady Godiva to appear. Peeping Tom waits for Lady Godiva to appear. That's pretty funny. Lady Godiva, famous for riding horseback in the nude. I don't remember the rest of that story. But it's sort of phrased like a news headline and using the name of Tom Waits, of course. Subdivisions of some counties abbreviated. Subdivisions of some counties. I don't know. Why can't I see the name of this philosopher? Man. Bar with drafts. Bar with drafts. I mean, I want to think of like draft ale, but I don't see how that fits with the clue. Scorch the surface could be to sear, as in a steak. Bed blank, Brooklyn neighborhood familiarly. I'm not so familiar with these short form New York neighborhood names like Soho and whatever. Peter, Paul, and Mary, for example. For example, Peter, Paul, and Mary, for example. Biblical preposition. Unto? Like that? Toady. A toady is like a suck up, or like someone who just follows you around and does whatever you want. Tap room, bar with drafts, tap room, like that. Yes man, a toady could be a yes man. I really don't know what that is. Peter, Paul, and Mary. Oh, a trio. Peter, Paul, and Mary are a trio of singers. Okay. Some of this has got to be wrong because I don't see what this could possibly be. I don't recognize the name of a wine here. Is this townships like that? Could be. Like maybe this and this are both wrong. What does that give us? Trains above street level. See, best fighter. Oh, Lao Tse. Okay. Maybe all of this was right. Sauterne. Sure, why not? Never heard of it, but okay. Startle. Startle to... Some Californians consider Santa blank. I'm guessing heaven on earth. Santa heaven on earth, maybe? Just because this is a N at the end. Would this, what if this is a... Oh no, definitely not. Clear in a way as a windshield. Clear. Clear. So I would have thought wipe. Clear. Defog. It could be this. Maybe Eden on Earth? No, I don't know whose name is Eden. Beat one's chest is to brag, figuratively. Home makeover in brief. Reno. Spherical shape is an orb. Blank Sunday, don't know. Body part containing photoreceptors, your retina in your eye. The shark warning notes of Jaws, for example, a leitmotif. Also a pretty esoteric music clue. Ball Girl, question mark. Oh, belle of the ball could be. Carbon compound, don't know. Tackle box item, probably a lure. Didn't dine out. Oh, not a lure then, because this is going to be 8 in. Anesthetic first used on a patient in 1842. Ether, I think. Large safari site, a rhino. Maybe line in a tackle box. Carbon compound, still not sure. Intoxicating Asian plant whose name sounds like an insect. This is the beetle plant. I don't know what enol is. Oh, like an enol, like a suffix for polyphenol, like that kind of thing. Carbon compound. I think that's probably right. Barbara Eden. Some Californians consider Santa Barbara Eden on Earth. Okay. To startle is to alarm. An unpleasant look could be a leer. Easter Sunday could be that thing there. Fine as it is, actually. Stet, that is an editor's term for when a correction is withdrawn or something that could be perceived as incorrect is marked by the editor to be fine as it is. How some risks are taken in on a bet. Okay, this is a B. I thought that might be like a B, not like a spelling bee, but like a debutante kind of bee. I'm not exactly sure how. I don't have enough of information about that to explain it properly, but Shakespeare vis-a-vis the expression "Brave New World." I'm still having trouble seeing what. Like, that's got to be right. All of these have to be right. Oh, out to sea, out to lunch. And then this is going to be coiner, and then this is going to be an Andean stimulant as coca. Okay, moving on. Immaturity. Don't know. Did I look at this one? Stockpile. To store? I don't think so. Equivocated. 20 plus 10. We already have a 30 in 24 down here. 20 plus 10 would make 30. 20 plus 10 in French makes 30. Relating to the wind's movement. Wind's movement. I thought this had to do with... I thought that the root of this word came from a Greek word for one of the winds in mythology, but now I'm not sure. Certain canines probably ends in an S. Blank 3 lives, early TV drama. No, I don't know. Mounted below the surface of. I don't know. There's a word for that. Work on the score of. This is going to be notate. We just had this in the puzzle yesterday, I think, or the day before. By the way, I didn't get around to recording Friday or Saturday's puzzles this week. I did do them, though, and they were both excellent themeless puzzles. Challenging, both, but did manage to do them. If you're into themeless puzzles, I highly recommend them. Follower of waste and want. Waste not, want not. Very high. Not sure what kind of high they're referring to here. Season ticket holders presumably are fans of whatever team they have season tickets to, or the opera, or whatever else they might be subscribing to. Mounted below the surface of might be something too. Very high could be stoned. Okay, that kind of high. Equivocated, sorry. Equivocated sort of means like hemmed and hawed, or couldn't decide between, or expressed conflicting opinions. But I don't see what that would be here. Relating to the winds. Oh, Aeolian? Usually this has a Aeolian. Maybe it's Aeolian like that? Not positive. Certain canines. I feel like this is going to be pets. Maybe not, though. If this is fans, Canada's first national park founded 1885 is going to be Banff, I would guess. Take it easy, will you? Something off? Lay off? Okay. What then is that? What kind of a chair would this be also? Blank cone, a snow cone maybe? Beaver State capital. Beaver State. What's the Beaver State? You'd think it'd be one of the northern states, Washington or Minnesota or Maine. I can't immediately think of the cow. Washington is Olympia. Minnesota is St. Paul. Maine, I don't even have a clue. Sight of a speeding car, maybe a blur. Set of pull-ups. Set of pull-ups. Some pun here that I don't see. Info for a traveler for short, probably an ETA. Pull-ups. Election day is 1. Abbreviation. Tuesday, I think elections in the United States are usually on Tuesdays. Oh, Salem? Massachusetts? Is that the Beaver State? Set of pull-ups. Arms? I don't see why. This is probably going to be Ness, something Ness. And this looks like Elle Fanning. The supermodel was holding a copy of Elle, the magazine, fanning herself on the beach. That's fun. This is going to be hedged. Oops. Hedged is equivocated. And then blank 3 lives. I still don't see this one. Onto OLED 3 lives? I led into. Okay, set into. Okay. Certain canines are eye teeth. Not dogs, but teeth. Immaturity could be greenness. And then Eames chair. Let's see if it's right. Okay, not bad. Had a little bit of trouble here and there. But let's take a quick look at the theme, and then I probably gotta let this one go for today. So we don't have a revealer today, but we do have the title. The name is the game. And so what Derek Niederman is doing is taking a name where both first and last name could be interpreted as words, other words with sort of their own semantic meanings, and separating the first and last name from each other so that they are lending meaning to different parts of the sentence that he's created. So let's take a look at each one of those. 23 cross. As the British pound rises in value, the dollar bill withers is the sentence, but Bill Withers being the person that they're using for that. The next one, after spending the afternoon at Epcot, we had dinner at a Tony Orlando Bistro. I still don't get Tony here. Yeah, I still don't get why Tony. Orlando is clear because Orlando is where Epcot is, but not sure what Tony is doing here. But Tony Orlando does, I'm pretty sure, is a person. Here, did Joyce write courtesy of a Ulysses Grant? Ulysses Grant being a person, and the meaning within the sentence that a grant was hypothetically given to James Joyce to write the novel Ulysses. There was a down one here. I want to make sure I don't miss it, but I don't see it yet. Here's the next one then. An increase in ham prices forced the deli to mark Cuban sandwiches higher, to price higher the style of sandwich called a Cuban, which has ham in it. Mark Cuban being a person. Here's the down here. Peeping Tom waits for Lady Godiva to appear. A peeping Tom would naturally want to catch a glimpse of an unclothed Lady Godiva. Tom waits being the person whose name is being used there. Here's another one down. Why do none of the Fruit of the Loom characters don lemon-colored clothing? Which you might think they would do, lemon being a fruit perhaps of the loom, and lemon-colored clothing not really appearing in Fruit of the Loom advertisements, where they mostly wear white. Here's the next one. To Washington Irving. Berlin, Germany seemed far from Tarrytown, New York. Again, I don't get the Tarrytown reference. I might look it up and put it in afterwards. But not only here we have the name of Irving Berlin, but also then Washington Irving in the clue here, or between the clue and the answer. Two more, I think. We have some Californians consider Santa Barbara Eden on Earth, another way of saying heaven on Earth, I guess, or paradise, and Barbara Eden being the name of a person. And finally, the supermodel was holding a copy of Elle, the magazine, fanning herself on the beach, and Elle Fanning being the name of an actress. So there it is, and lots of challenging fill in here too, including a number of esoteric music clues, which I appreciated, but also was very impressed by. So that is our puzzle for Sunday, September 7th, a really well executed Sunday theme by Derek Niederman. If you liked this solve, do hit that thumbs up button, and if you want to know when I'm posting the next one, please hit subscribe. And that's all for today. We will see you next time. Cheers.